One Room, written by Eduardo A. Flores. Fade in. Interior motel room night. An unoccupied motel room is displayed senseless in the roaming hour of midnight. The place seems hollow. There is an emptiness felt in if you can step inside this compartment by yourself, and a tint of solar red illuminates the room's vibrant temperature of desperation. Panning through two of the room's beds, you can observe that this room hasn't been used for quite a while. Who knows when or how this room was last used. You can slightly hear footsteps coming from behind the front door. The sound seems to structure that this place is outside a nearby neighborhood, yet it's only two people who are creating noise to this environment. These footsteps are now being accompanied by the sounds of splashes and puddles, and they're getting closer. Now the environment is becoming clearer to identify. This uncanny motel is laid to waste. Suddenly, a couple is seen rushing to get inside and close the room's door. The door is slammed and locked shut by the boyfriend, Alfonso, Cancer Zodiac. Hesitantly breathing, he turns to his girl, Ariel, Taurus Zodiac, who is puzzled by the situation. Alfonso gives Ariel a kiss on the lips and returns to his business, unlocking the door.
Fonzie?
Alfonso continues to face in the direction of the door. However, he scoots to where the window's at.
Alfonso, calm down. What's going on?
Alfonso peeks out the window, holding a curtain, covering half his torso.
Are you going to tell me what this is all about?
Alfonso continues to stare out the window.
Babe, I'm gonna tell you everything you need to know. Just give me a second.
Ariel turns Alfonso's body around so that he can face her.
No.
Ariel pushes Alfonso's back to the door.
I need to know what's going on in order for us to understand one another.
Babe, I've told you this before. My business with these people, my friends.
Your friends? Your friends wouldn't put you in any sort of trouble, especially not me. Where's your common sense, Fonzie? Who the fuck are these guys who say they're your friends? And what are you trying to run away from?
Just give me a second.
Ariel slams her hand on the door.
We don't have a fucking second.
To explain, goddammit!
Well then tell me.
Alfonso lowers his ear.
Go on. Tell me what this is all about.
It's too complicated for you to discuss what's going on.
Ariel slams her hand again.
I don't fucking care if it's too complicated for you to discuss whatever this is. We're both involved in whatever the fuck you did.
Babe, we don't need this.
Ariel is confused.
Need?
You don't have to be acting like this, love. I mean, look at us.
Need what? You?
Do we look like a happy couple?
What the fuck are you talking about, Alfonso?
Alfonso grabs Ariel by the collar and thrusts her body on the wall next to the left of the door. Alfonso tries to make her understand.
I'm saying that we need to be cool at this point. I don't know how much time there is before they find me. And this package I'm carrying.
Alfonso looks down at his and Ariel's shoes, thinking carefully. He lets go of Ariel's collar.
It's just a matter of time before this deal I have with them is over. Then we'll leave this all behind and start a new life.
Alfonso hands Ariel the backpack.
I've been comparing with you. I've been following you wherever you've gone, and you're not listening to what I have to say.
With insensitive quarrel, Alfonso drops the backpack on her shoes and starts taking the locks off the front door.
I'm only going to tell you so much. I'm involved in something that will get us both killed. I thought it could be an easy way to make a living with all the money I earn.
Ariel's expressions are attentive, but senseless to what Alfonso has to say.
However, whatever I earned from the job I was doing, I was always robbed by someone. I don't know who,
Alfonso opens the door.
but it's someone from our group.
Alfonso looks at his shoes and looks down at Ariel's to see the backpack sitting still. Alfonso places his hand on the door side before making an exit.
I'm coming back.
Ariel gets off the wall.
You're fucking insane.
Oh yeah? Well, you say fuck a lot.
Alfonso leaves the room and slams the door behind him. Ariel crouches down to pick up the backpack Alfonso left her. She holds onto the backpack with her right hand, with a slouch to her right side, as if she were carrying a heavy load of groceries. However, this can be observed as plain apathy. Ariel walks across the aisle, between the end of the two beds and the TV screen, the lungs and eyes of an exhausted man. Regardless of what the knapsack will carry, she tosses it onto an empty chair near the distant bed and closed corners of the closet. She finds a plastic trash bag wrapped in a knot on the bed. Suspecting that Alfonso must have left it, she also tosses it onto the chair. Interior motel room's bathroom, night. Ariel steps into the bathroom and begins to undress herself. She tests the water's temperature with her hand and gets herself ready for a soothing and placid shower, leaving behind all of her worries from the day to just finally relax. Ariel pours a gush of milky white shampoo over her crown and washes away all the tension that was sinking through her veins with a herbal-scented soap. Ariel pampers herself with a towel and wipes the water clean off her skin to dry off quickly. Interior motel room, night. Ariel exits the bathroom, carrying a towel wrapped around the top and bottom of her body, and notices that she doesn't have a spare change of clothes. She sighs in bewilderment. However, scanning the room, she finds that there's a shirt, maybe blue-colored, tied on one of the straps from the knapsack. Ariel goes to untie the shirt from the backpack, and as she's doing so, she grabs her panties to wear again and assertively makes some space on her bed to lie down and watch TV in the meantime. Wearing only a collared shirt she found and her panties. As time passes, she gets bored after a while and shuts off the television screen. Ariel is sleepless. She gets up, stretches a couple of stiff muscles she got from lying down, and peeks into the outskirts of her motel room. Ariel has her fingertips holding on to the ends of the shirt on both of her sides, ready to slide off at any given moment. Her wrists are feeling heavy, plus her fingers are getting tired, but her continuous stare looking outside is endless. Ariel is uneasy by the fact that her boyfriend is in an incredible state of trouble, and that they both can't confirm one another's safety because they're both distant. As Ariel stands behind the window, uncertain for Alfonso's safety, she begins to weep and tries to hold herself steady, bracing herself on the window's counter shelf from the fear of unknown trouble. Was this because of his actions, or because of life's uncanny ways that have left for the two of them to be her? The more thought Ariel gives into this mess she's in, the more frustrated and trapped she feels being alone in this room. Ariel ducks her head down in distress, leaving her arms stretched out and clamped onto the counter. Unnerved, she feels a sensation near her right hand fingertips, the remote control, and immediately raises her head up to take a look at the device. Impatiently, she briskly snatches the remote control, turns around to her opposite side facing behind, casts the remote to the other end of the wall, and watches the device splinter into a number of pieces. Ariel softens her temper, breathing unruffled and more poised. She lets her back fall against the wall next to the main door and sits undisturbed. Sitting still, with her knees raised and close to her chest, she lets her right arm fall over them and begins to wonder about Alfonso, about the loving memories she had with him. Interior Belmont Park. Ariel and Alfonso together are sitting at a park bench, close, and smiling back at one another. Cut back to Ariel. Interior motel suite, night. Ariel smirks as she remembers her heartwarming times with Alfonso. Interior Belmont Park. Ariel and Alfonso wet each other's noses as they play with the ice cream they're eating, and they get themselves dirty. Cut back to Ariel. Interior motel suite, night. Ariel laughs by herself, out of the stupidity they both did. Exterior Belmont Park Beach. Alfonso runs towards the waves, pulling Ariel, who's resisting and not wanting to join him, into the sandy beach waters. Once they're in, Ariel impulsively pushes Alfonso around. However, the laughter doesn't end for the two of them. The passionate couple, Ariel and Alfonso, kiss as the waves keep brushing onto their hair to the sides. Cut back to Ariel. Interior motel suite, night. Ariel nods her head in content as she comes to realize how devoted he, as a partner, has been present for her. Exterior Imperial Beach Pier, daytime. Alfonso holds Ariel tight around his arms, and the two of them are happy as ever as they both watch the sunset from across the ocean. Cut back to Ariel. Interior motel suite, night. Ariel raises her chin up to see what's above her, indirectly.
And to think, we had all the time in the world to ourselves.
Ariel leans her head back and faces forwards again. However, at this time, she's not pleased. Her gestures become confusing to her own self, and she overbears a serious look of conflict. Ariel, sitting next to the door, is facing forwards to look at the chair where the backpack sits, and suddenly her eyes begin to shut. She tries to resist the languor, but her eyelids constantly begin to shut more, and more profoundly, until they have finally shut. Cut to a memory in Belmont Park. Exterior park in Belmont, daytime. Ariel's vision is completely pitch black.
Alfonso, you're going to make me fall.
Ariel's eyes are covered shut by Alfonso's hands.
Well, if you fall, you could say it wasn't my intention to make your life difficult, but to teach you how to walk with your eyes wide shut.
Alfonso guides Ariel's walk through every step they both take. Of course, Alfonso's walking behind Ariel.
What was that supposed to mean?
Alfonso ends his trick of walking with his blinded girlfriend by releasing his hands. Alfonso scoots himself in front of Ariel, giving her a clear focus of himself.
I just hope I'm giving you the hardest time of your life. That's all.
Ariel covers her laugh and lets her eyes drag to the side.
Ariel,
The two pause, their walk on the sidewalk, for a moment.
it means that I'm here for you. With whatever you need right now, I'm here for you.
Alfonso and Ariel smile back with one another's cute monologue.
I don't know you.
I know.
Ariel, you mean a lot to me, and it won't wound me if something terrible were to happen.
Fonzie, I don't think you'll be there every time something happens to me. That's just reality.
Well, fuck reality. Whatever senseless thing people think about reality can mean their interpretation of monotonous life. Mine is that I'm going to be there whenever you need me until the end of my days.
We make a pretty cute couple, don't we?
All the time.
Well, what would you say about people with fairness and romance in this place?
Alfonso smiles with heartfelt content.
In this place, just you and me.
Cut to Ariel alone in the motel room. Interior motel suite nights. A flickering red light noticeable from the broken TV remote switches the TV's power.